Sequencing emotion in a delicate formation. Numerology's wisdom is a language of vibration. Welcome to the Numerology Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a numerologist, psychic medium, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's working with spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, precision and heart always enters the equation. Now, here is your host of the Numerology Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Numerology Hour. I'm Kelly Brickle, and hopefully you can hear me just fine. I got a new computer, so I hope the sound is a-okay. Hello, Tina. Hello, Jody. Hello, Angel. Hello. Let me see. I'm just making sure everything is streaming. Let's see. Always making sure that destinations are working. I'm gonna try one again. But hello everybody. As you're coming on in, thank you for being here with me today. It's great to see everybody. We're gonna be going into some numerology readings in just a little bit. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Drops of Jupiter, Debbie, Tilly. Thank you for coming on in. I'm inspired a little bit to talk about relationship numbers today, because why not, right? Hello, Miss K. Hello, Jeremy. I think that's right, Jeremy. Hello, Christine. It's great to see everybody. So within numerology, there are so many different things to do with it. You can look at your business and, how you're amplifying your unique energy. So people go, yeah, this is what that person's about. And they want to, be a part of your journey. And then this abundance is amplified. Sure. And then there's the relationship numerology. Of course, lots of others besides that. But with relationship numerology, people see you in a certain way. They feel you within a certain way. You have certain needs. You have certain wants, desires within a relationship. Everyone does. But with numerology, you actually get to break that down, just like in astrology, and go, wow, these are the building blocks of who I am. And when I look at the archetypes, yeah, that's what I want. And we all have different drivers and we all have different needs. And so with friendships or even a compatible work relationship, the people around us that we feel at ease and natural with, they have numbers that support us, whether the numbers to support certain aspects of us or actually to complement the totality of who we are. And it's no shock that when we get along with somebody, we have complementary numbers. We go, wow, I see myself within you, or I really love this part of you that reminds me of me. It's no accident. So we're going to go into it a little bit that today. Maybe we'll do some relationship readings along the way too. If people want to pop down their partner's numbers too, that is always fun. Okay. Hello, Wendy. Welcome. And I got to make sure I'm clicking so everyone can see who's in here. Hello, Wendy. Hello. Yes. Hello, Jeremy. I got your name right. Thank you. Hello, Angel. You're saying 4 for me. Okay. I love it. We could even look into that later within the dynamic of families, right? And how sometimes, mothers and daughters, or even fathers and sons, or aunts and uncles, why they're just that to you. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. Yes, it's all working great. Thank you so much. I love, we just got like Twitch kind of connected. And so, hello, thank you. All right, so let's break down some relationship numerology a little bit. Okay, so if you have And this is how it's going to go, because everyone's chart is so unique that one size does not fit all. But when you're talking about certain vibrations, if someone has a lot of this within their charts, then they will be more of this way, or they'll be seeking more of these things. Okay. So for instance, you have to account in way more than just the life path number. If you know someone's life path number, you know an important number, but that is not the number that defines them. No, sirree, no. What defines you is your overall chart. And I want to really quickly make sure that I can, there's one destination that's not working. And so I keep seeing it, and I want to make sure it's working. So thank you, everybody, as you see me clicking. Hopefully that sticks. Okay, so when you have a lot of ones in your chart, you are gonna need somebody who gives you independence and allows you to be your own unique self. And certain numbers aren't gonna want that as much. Like if you have a partner that has sixes, for instance, they're gonna wanna nurture you. They're gonna want to be around you, protect you, and like be very hands-on with you, because they get so much satisfaction with actually bringing the energy to you, and like basically throwing their lives into how can I make yours better. And that's a very beautiful notion, but it's not clicking with some of the numbers. So ones need a lot of independence, a lot of freedom, and a lot of reassurance of, go be yourself, go try new things. Don't worry about how I think within the relationship. I need you to explore yourself, and I support you, and I'm your biggest fan as you're doing it, but I'm not going to criticize you. Okay, so critique does not go well for ones. Okay, and then we get two. People who have a lot of twos within their charts, they are very lovey-dovey. They really are. They really go above and beyond, again, just like the six, for their partner, but in a very different way. They're very emotional. They're very emotionally invested. They're very considerate. They're very compassionate. So their energies are wrapped up in their partner a lot of times. So they need someone who's very emotionally intelligent, someone who gives back to them as much as they are giving to their partner. Now, nothing is equal, but a two is a very emotional number. It's a very empathetic number. So their partner needs to be in touch with themselves in that way, and to be able to actually help lift up their partner, because a two will be drained most times, because even outside of the relationship, they're always giving, or they're always aware of others. So you need someone who is more invested or present, or if not that, has a certain depth quality that will nurture the two's emotional depth. Okay, so that's very, very important. If not, just like the one will actually go crazy because they're being sheltered, and they're not free to be themselves, and they feel like they're not in the right body even. And a two, if they're not getting what they need about the relationship, they will feel unheard and unseen, and they will feel unvalidated because they give all this to their partner, but their partner doesn't know how to give it to them. Okay, so there's breakdowns in relationships because they're not getting the majority of what their vibration needs in order to feel normal. Okay, so we'll go into some of the numbers, and then I won't do all the numbers maybe, but I'm going to do some of the numbers, and then we're going to go into readings, and that's how we're going to do that. Okay, so I love that everybody is putting down their numbers, and I'm going to go to them in just a couple minutes. So let's go to 3. Let's go to 3 a little bit, and then maybe we'll jump to another number, and then we'll go into readings. That's how we'll do it. So if you have a lot of 3s in your chart, okay, you're going to need more attention again. Okay, certain numbers need more attention. Ones, they need to be free, more unique, more themselves, right? 3s, they need attention. Why? Because the purpose of the number 3 is to be seen and heard. Now, that with the 2, you need to be seen and be heard with your emotional depth, with your feelings. 3, you don't need that. You need to be seen and heard. You need to be acknowleded for your ideas. You need to be acknowledged that you are, let's say, witty and fun, and you need to be acknowledged that the way that you are makes other people feel better. So 3s are entertainers. So as long as other people are feeling good around them, they're like, I'm doing my job, right? Like, I'll be your entertainer. I'll be your court gesture. I'll be your comedian. I'll be your muse. Okay? Like, the 3s are like, give me something to be for you, because I want to see you full of joy. And I have to radiate joy too to give that to you. So as long as you're giving me what I need with paying attention to me, life's going to be super fun. And if you can maintain that fun and playfulness with me, and let me, like, cater to you within that, then I feel like I'm my fullest self in the relationship. Okay, so 3s need to express, and so their partner needs to be a good listener, or very appreciative of what they have to give. Okay. And if we don't have these like basic acknowledgments with certain numbers, then you feel unloved. Then you feel despondent. Then you feel like, well, what is my purpose? What am I here for? Like, I can't even connect with you. You don't connect with me. You don't connect to what I'm giving you, what I have to offer. Don't you know what I need? And it just becomes this rah, 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 rah. It's not good. Okay. So, all right. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm going to do one more kind of number explanation, and then we'll go into the readings. Good evening. First time I've seen you on here, and I don't know much about numerology. Numerology is so great. It's the language of numbers. So languages of the numbers and vibration. Numerical vibrations. Astrology, the language of the stars through the universe's vibration. You understand its language, all right? So it's just breaking down energy. All right. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Jennifer. Hey. Oh, I love the spirals. Yes, the spirals. The spirals are just, they're wonderful things. Sending love to you too, Jennifer. It's great to see you. I am a 1, Wendy says. And then your name. Yes. So you have to look at your name, and you have to look at your birth date. So when I'm talking about what is your number, I'm not just talking about one of your numbers. I'm talking about multiple numbers in your chart. So start to learn about your chart, everybody. And then if you have questions about that, come by the Numerology Hour and you'll start to learn about your chart. Okay. Hello, Mags. Hello. All right. So let me pick a number to talk about, and then we'll go however we go with the readings. Hello, Cheyenne. It's great to see you. All right. So someone was talking about 7 for me. And then I think it was Christopher. All right. So Christopher, he was kind of like one of the first people to mention a number. So Christopher, I don't know how many 5s you have in your chart, but when someone has a lot of 5s, because we're doing just an example of what people need in relationships. Okay. When someone has a 5, a lot of them, they're primarily going to, again, need freedom, similar to the 1, but in a different capacity. Okay. So a 5 needs to explore and needs a partner that lets them do that. Okay. So that might mean I want to travel, or that might mean I want to, go out with my friends. But you could be very, very, very loyal to your partner. It's just, you need to be out. You can't be home. You can't be just sitting down and living life. You need to get up and go and always be on the move, and you need someone who can keep up with that. And also to give you space when you need it. So sometimes the numbers like 1s, 5s, and 7s. And I'm going to scroll down to Jamie. You're like 7 for me, please. Again, I don't know how many 7s you have in your chart, Jamie, but the more 7s you have, you need independence and freedom to sort through your thoughts. The 5 needs independence and freedom to taste life. They're like, I want to try this and I want to see how this fits with this. And I have an idea and I want to go do it. And I want to know that I have a life where I can just go do things. I don't want to be tied down by my partner. So either my partner can come with, but she has to, or has to let me do my thing as I'm doing it, or I'm going to celebrate their own unique stuff while I go do mine. That's a must for a 5. For a 7, it's more of a mental internal freedom. I need to have my imagination be a place where I can go and think through my thoughts, whether it's a spiritual, place that you float to sometimes and understand the meaning of life, or whether you are analytical and shifting through thoughts. You need quiet to even begin to do that. And if someone's not giving you quiet and respecting your space, you're going to feel smothered. You're going to feel stressed out. You're going to feel really mixed up and not fulfilled, because you would imagine if I'm with my partner, they're going to make me feel good, right? They're going to make me feel safe. If a 7 or a 5 doesn't have freedom, or a 1 to be themselves in the capacities of what they need to do, they're going to feel very smothered and they want to run. They will want to escape in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so all the numbers need very different things. Some are more similar than others because some are people numbers, some are mental numbers, some are how can I help you numbers, and some are nurturing numbers. So when you have these certain things, of course, you're going to act like that more in a relationship. Of course, you're going to want that or seek that out in a relationship. It's your job to find out what your partner wants and what their needs are and the placements of those numbers. Like, for instance, if someone has a soul 7, in order to develop who they are and feel at peace and have happiness, they need to have time within their soul or their mind to have this awakening and mental clarity that makes them feel, I can go tackle the world. I just thought through a bunch of things I need to think through. I feel sharp, I feel balanced, and I feel ready to take on the world. If you give that to your partner, oof, they will feel like $1,000,000. Now, if they have a life path 7, again, that's different from a soul 7. A life path 7 is, I'm learning the meaning of life. I'm learning what's true. I'm learning to dispel what is what's told to me and what the world is about versus what is reality. Okay? And I'm going to use my mind to sort through everything as I peruse and I come to this understanding within myself. So I'm becoming wise. I'm becoming enlightened. You want a partner that can help keep you on the ball and call you out when you need to come back to yourself, but give you a lot of space so you can do that for yourself too. Like, you need a partner that is going to make sure that you don't go down the rabbit hole and lose yourself, but honors that that's part of the process. So you need someone who's very sharp within their own head, that you can go, yes, that's true. That is a truth. And I want to align myself with truth. So I pick a partner who's very astute and very sharp and very bright. They will seek that out because they're trying to maintain that vibration and learn that vibration. They might pick a spiritual partner too, if they want to, if they are ready to transcend with those energies. Okay. But ultimately, they need to be nurtured in finding what's real in life. And so if you have some other vibrations that are more in their emotions or more in their creativity, the 7's not going to be as fulfilled. If they want their partner to help cultivate that vibration with them. In certain numbers, they'll be like, I would like help within this, please, because it's stacked within their chart. And other numbers are, I have a little bit of this in my energy. It helps if you're like this too a little bit, but I don't need a lot of it. Okay, so it's very technical, but hopefully that drives the point across. I'm just gonna drink some water here for a second. Okay, so let's go into some readings. All right. Numerology is super fascinating. It's super, super fascinating with relationships. I love it. Hello, Pairwinder. Hello, Tina. Hello, Nettie. Leona. Hey. Okay. So if you have a question about relationships, that would be cool because we're talking about it right now. If not, I'm just going to go to some general readings with people. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to see if there's any. All right. So Christopher. All right. You said, what about my girlfriend, Brittany? What's hers? Her birthday is 11/11. Okay. Sure, let's go into it. That's the name of the game today, relationships. So she's an attitude 4, life path 2. She's an attitude 4, personal day 2. My brain's jumping around. And then a 3, and I think she's a 7. So I'm just double checking all the numbers. Attitude 4, personal day 2. Yep, she's a life path 7. Okay, and then you gave me yours up top, Christopher. So let me pull them really quick. All right. All right. It always takes a little bit more math, doesn't it? It's okay. Oh, I love this. Okay. All right. And then you are a life path 5. Okay, cool. All right. So I got your numbers. I love it. So one of the number one things I like to see within relationships, if someone has a compatible attitude number, it's so important. It's so huge because your attitude number is the way that you communicate. It's the way that you understand each other. It's such an important natural part of your personality. It's not who you're becoming, it's just who you are. So you have an attitude 4 and she has an attitude 4. That is a godsend when it comes to numerology, let me tell you. It means that you feel so comfortable with sharing what's on your mind and you don't have to do a lot of work with it. There is a naturalness that comes into play and you feel safe with one another because of that. Okay. So it lets me know right away kind of why you're in a relationship. And your personal day number. So you're a 3 and she's a 2. And so there was almost like when you first met her, there was like this sweetness quality to her that attracted you. And you felt like the softness. And again, it created like that safe dynamic right away. And she felt from you that you were like fun. All right. So you like opened her up in a way where she was like, okay, I should go for this, or I'm curious about this, So there's this dynamic where she had the softness and then you brought out more her like playful side because she doesn't always have that. And so she was quite surprised, if you can understand that too, Christopher, because she can be serious, quite serious. And the fact that you can bring out parts of that, again, she deems it like, oh, wow, like you have this energy. Okay. And then we go to your life path. And I love that your life paths are compatible. So you have really harmonious numbers in that category too. So she's very, again, like cerebral. She's very in her mind, very detailed. And you're more like, hey, let's go on an adventure. Let's try this. And you get her out of that, but in a capacity where she's like, oh, you want to explore? Okay, this will help me think on things. It wouldn't always be my way, but it makes me feel so comfortable as we're doing it. And so if you can understand these things, Christopher, okay, I just want to make sure that I'm in the energy right. I always, as I'm reading, I always ask if the person can understand. So it's very, very good that what I'm seeing with the energetic compatibility and how you help each other. You're different, you're actually different, but you communicate in a way where it's very easy rather than difficult. And you nurture these parts of each other where it just works. It just works. And you surrender and go, okay, I guess I'm going to do this, even if there's a little resistance. All right. So I'm going to put that out there, and I'm going to go to Cheyenne. Let's see. Cheyenne. I'm doing relationship readings first. So if you have, I'll go to Cheyenne and then I'll go to Jamie. So 18991. All right. So you're 9, 8, and then 2. That's right. Okay, cool. Just making sure. So your attitude 9, personal day 8, life path 2. Okay. And then your other halves is 12, 21, 1983. So that's 3. Okay. So attitude 5, personal day 3, and then you got an 8. All right. So the nice thing is your life paths are like compatible. We're helping each other grow. You're helping each other grow because he is the life path 8. And basically, he will be very serious and very like work driven. The only time someone isn't work driven is when they have escapism within their lives and they feel like things are not lining up and they kind of spiral. And you have to be the one to lift them up. But if they are doing well, or if they have a partner that's supportive and things are compatible and going nicely, they're actually very, very driven and they're very hardworking. So that's something that should always be acknowledged within the work ethic that exists within him as a person. If you nurture it, you will see good things within him. If he is, I guess I'm really inspired to talk about this. If he's difficult, if you nurture that side of like, hey, let me help you with your goals. What do you need to succeed? How can I help you with your mornings? How can I help you with you lasering in on what you really feel like you need to have for the promotion, or to put yourself in a better environment so you can interview somewhere else? That's when you'll see him come alive and at his best. He might change things from time to time, and that's okay because he is an attitude 5. So you might find that sometimes, even though he has goals, he like changes and darts across with how he has ideas, and you're like, well, what is this guy doing? What is my partner doing? At times he seems all over the place, but really it's because 5s are very creative, and they get stimulated with all these ideas, but he has the 8. So as long as he's grounded, he can do that. And he can dab a little bit here, dabble a little bit there, get his skills here, get the skills there, and then put that all together and get an even bigger opportunity. So the reason I say that is because when in life we might be compatible, but we still might not know what our needs are or what our partner's needs are. And let me just acknowledge. So Christopher said, thank you very much. That helped a lot, woman. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it, Christopher. And then, hello, Francis. It's great to see you. Hey, Francis is great. She'll be on the show in just a couple days on Friday. For the Psychic Hour. Francis is a wonderful channel and medium, so check her out. Cheyenne, you were saying he's a workaholic. He has worked 2 jobs constantly for the last 18 years or so. Okay, so that's where I was kind of going. It's like either you have those dynamics or there's something going on with him. But I do feel like there's something going on where he's wrecked. Even though you're a workaholic, that doesn't mean you have your needs met. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's acknowledged, but he needs some type of additional grounding, and he needs something where he can feel strong enough to assert some of the things going on at work and make better decisions. Okay? Because I really do feel like he's not being fulfilled, and it's not because he's in the wrong place. It's almost like he doesn't have the energy to make better decisions of saying, wow, I could fix this and not spend so much time in this department. I can align myself with this person. They're like me, and suddenly my job's easier. Okay. So it's like when we're stressed out, we kind of can't be creative within life. All right. And see like really the forest through the trees or things right under our nose. So there's some of that energy going on within him. And the reason I say that in a way is because you're a life path 2. And with being a life path 2, like it's very natural for you to nurture and to give your energy and to be like, what do you need? What do you need? And it's making sure that we are doing the things that they actually need rather than just support. Like sometimes we have bend over back support for someone, and it's like, I will love, and I'm doing all these things. I'm doing all these things. Don't you see? Don't you see? And it's like they actually need something different. They need a little more specialized type of support for them to even say, oh my God, thank you so much. That's exactly what I need. And you could be giving them 1,000%, but if you just did kind of 1% of a certain thing, the dynamic would be much different. Okay. You said he still doesn't feel like he does enough no matter how. Yeah, there you go. He's always on. Yeah, it's because basically he's stressed out and he's not understanding that he's pushing it, and it doesn't mean more work. It means you got to tweak it. That's your sign where you tweak it. That's your sign where you get creative. That's the sign where you start looking around and saying, great, I learned my lesson here, and now I'm going to kind of do this, and I'm going to try to do that. And you'd be surprised what changes. It's like he has to change. Change is a part of his energy. So I would encourage the change within him, but also figure out what he needs to get his energy back, to get his fire back. He's not going to know, but you're going to notice certain things that help ground him, and then ask him certain things that he likes too. The life path 2, as you are, wants to be the nurturer. So it's time to get intuitive and test things out and see what works. And if you can have a dynamic where, he's providing and feels strong and confident in his power, and you are being acknowledged for how much you support him, and also he sees that very clearly, that's, I'm going to use the word, that's a sexy dynamic. And that's what you want. Like you kind of want to go, both mutual parties, and this is for all of relationship numerology, has to go, I'm in my power individually, and you're in your power individually. Wow, thanks for helping me do that, or thanks for being here as I do that. And then like I can share the best of myself, and this relationship feels great. Okay, so you have to be the best of yourself, and you sometimes need help within that, and vice versa. Okay. You said we have 4 kids together, so he feels like he can never do enough for us, even though I say time with us means for that, just the financial part. He has different hobbies. He'd love to have more time, but he can't decide which one he wants to do the most. It's just, it's about getting back in your power, and you could not be where you want to be, but you could feel alive with what you're doing. Okay. And it gives you this gratitude, and you're like, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm living life. I'm figuring it out for my family. But if you're in an environment and you're making choices where you're like, I'm going to push all my energy because I love my family so much, and I'm going to fry myself, how can you feel good afterwards? how can you feel good afterwards? Because you're drained, you're depleted, even though you're giving 100% and you love your family. So there has to be a dynamic change where he's not pushing himself in that way because it's not working. And then also he needs to just try. Like eight is all about it is what it is. So if it's working, awesome, more of it. If it's not working, fix it. And so overthinking is not a good thing for the eight unless they're strategizing and then they are moving, because eight is a physical number. So overthinking is great sometimes for the eight because they're very detailed. That's just kind of who they are. But if there's no action with it, it is very, very detrimental to the eight because they just keep cycling. They just keep cycling. And it's like, it's their Achilles heel. It's their Achilles heel. So you said he has different hobbies. He just can't decide which one he wants to do. He needs to use his energy. Yo, that's what I'm saying. He needs to use his energy. And I promise you, once he starts using his energy, he'll be like, I don't like this. I do like this. I'm changing this. Ooh, this was fun. This was not fun. He needs to be in his body. He's an eight. And for you to feel fulfilled too, like you need somebody who is alive and present so they can be there for you. And he's just so drained. So there's these dynamics that have to be healed and changed with how you support each other, and doing more work for you, Cheyenne, and also for your partner does not equal then better outcomes. It's about honoring what's real and honoring that you have to make small risks to have something better, not big risks. You don't have to take big risks to have something better. You take small risks and make small changes. Okay. All right, so that's what comes in. The last thing I'll say on that, you have attitude numbers where they are more compatible than not. You have different ways of communicating, but you can get to the point with each other. When you first met, you acknowledged how different you were. When you first met, you acknowledged how different you were, and that was exciting. And then ultimately, you are going on a similar path. So help each other. So help each other on that similar path, because you will grow with each other. Just find what your needs are on a deeper level. Okay. All right. Let me go in. Christopher before was saying she was just wanting to hear about her spiritual numbers, which she may haven't received the most accurate information from somewhere else. Please, Kelly, your help, woman. She's wanting to hear about her numbers. Oh, okay. Well, I talked a little about it earlier. If she had a specific question, that's always helpful. But she is an attitude 4. So, I mean, I always let people know when they're attitude 4s or life path 7s, like she is. It's important to acknowledge that she is a woman who's very thoughtful and a woman who is very to the point and very thorough with how she goes about things, and she should be proud about that. That sometimes is not honored within society, like a woman who overthinks, or a woman who is, a little like so particular and so, it has to be this way. But that's how her numbers are. And I would have to look at her full chart, but that's what a good chunk of her numbers are. And my advice is to embrace the woman that she is within that. Because like women who are studious, it's almost like the researcher, the librarian, the boss who is in charge of more technical or even clinical things. All you need a mind like that to get things done. And whatever the skill is, when you embrace who you are, it's wonderful. It's a powerhouse, and you are in your power as a woman or as a man. So with some of the ways she goes about life, I just want her to fully embrace it and be like, yeah, like I'm a powerhouse in this department. That's what's coming through. All right. So that's just a little bit. You're saying, I thought he was a life path 9, though, you're saying 8 is a different number for him. Let me see. You're saying 2, 21, 1983. Three. Oh, yes. So, yes, I just noticed I'm a little tired today. I did a number wrong. I added the first number wrong. So, yeah, he's very family forward, but he's a little bit mixed up. There's a reason why that came in. He's a little bit mixed up, but he's going to be very family forward, very family forward. But the 8 came in to acknowledge the workaholicism. But the life path 9, that is right. You're right. Thank you for catching that, Cheyenne. It's life path 9 because of that one I missed. And with that, you have numbers with basically he has to make sure that he's not self-sacrificing. You self-sacrifice in certain departments and he does, but they're different. Okay? So you have to make sure that both of you are getting the real help that one another needs and not pushing each other away when you're trying to do it. And so that would come in if I'm acknowledging his 9, okay? That would come in. And so it's just the number one thing, acknowledging like how he wants to be helped. So I'm going to restructure that, acknowledging how he wants to be helped. And both of you are helpers in the way that you do life. And so sometimes when you have 2 helpers in life, they don't know how to let someone help them. So that goes for you and that goes for him. And there has to be a vulnerability and kind of a forgiveness about when one another hasn't figured it out or done it right. But there has to be a vulnerability and letting him help you and you help him in a greater capacity. So as I highlight that, good Lord, Cheyenne, thank you for catching that. That makes sense for sure right now on his part. Yeah. So take what I said about needing to understand each other's needs, tweak it to the 9, but the 8 came in for, I really acknowledge mistakes. I do, especially because this is like such a psychic forum. I'm not pulling up full charts. I'm not pulling up full charts. It's a very psychic forum mixed with numerology. There's a reason why we did talk about the 8 and being a workaholic, and he needs to feel fulfilled in that category for him to relax and settle down. So he has to acknowledge that he needs to do something differently because the same old and working harder and harder is not working, and it's creating conflict within the relationship itself. There's a reason, and the 5 of how he has to get his head straight, there's a reason it came up. So you said it all made sense either way, sure, but when we got the right number, it really came together much more. So sometimes we acknowledge kind of why things came up, but then we make sure we get it right. So I'm glad it makes sense. All right. Let's go to, let's go. You're saying, I'm not sure if my questions scrolled on the screen. I'm not dating. I kind of think on my ex. Why am I still stuck on that relationship? What's next for me? 9-5. Okay, let's look. And Jamie was next. All right. So Jamie, I'm going to you, and then I'm going to Cindy. Jamie, where are your numbers, Jamie? Because I said I was going to go to you. Jamie, if you could put down your numbers again, because there's a lot of numbers in here. Jamie, let me know. Because I see your comment, but let me see if I can find it. So Jamie McIver, please put down your numbers. I have a new mouse and a new computer, and it does not scroll the same way. Usually I can go vroom, 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 and find things way easier, but this one, it sticks a little bit. Okay, thank you. All right. So what's your question, Jamie? I know you were putting down both. Okay. 3/6, 1992. 3/23. And so just to make sure, Jamie, you're March, right? Just make sure with the month. You're March 6th. Let me know if that's right. So I'll start with your husband. So he's attitude 8, personal day 5, life path 9. Yep, that's right. And yes, okay, for you too. So you're attitude 9, personal day 6, and then your life path 9 as well. No, 3. This is why my brain is so crazy today. All right, so I'm just double checking. So you're 9 plus that 3. That is correct. All right. So, I feel like you and your husband have a good head on your shoulders, both of you. Like you really have an understanding of the way that the world works, and you make choices in accordance, not to just how everyone else does things. You try to do things like from an elevated place, whether from a thoughtful place or a humanitarian place, whether from a strategic place. Okay, that comes across very much. And if you can understand this, let me know, Jamie. That comes across right away with you. Both of you really want things better than what's been given to you in life, and also to make sure that you put yourself in better places. So quality is very important. With like your husband's numbers, so this is somebody you said yes. Yes, with your husband numbers, he is very particular, and this would be a person who has the power to guide. This is a person who is in his energy in a way where he tries to go, this is what I want and this is what I expect. And you're very, I feel like, accommodating within that notion. Like, again, you're open-minded, you test him sometimes, but you're like, okay, like, let's do it. Let's do it. We're a team. Let's do it. Your life paths are compatible. I really like that. And so you both have people numbers. So in order for both of you to be happy, you have to be helping people within your career. You have to be social. You have to be kind of putting yourself out there to make a difference. And so that's why naturally in the relationship, you have all those values, and like morality and comparison and wanting better really comes out within the relationship, because you have these dynamics with what you want to evolve as people. He says, definitely us, LOL. Okay, cool. When you first met, I feel like you would have thought, like when we first meet, this is why I like to say in relationships, when I see these in people's numbers, like we never see, the full picture of somebody, because we just feel them when we first meet somebody, right? And we go, this is who you are, and this is what I'm feeling about you. Well, I feel like when you two first met, he was kind of a little bit of a wild card to you. Like you found him exciting, but you're like, what is this person about? What is this person about? I feel like I'm not seeing everything, and that's exciting. Like there's like this mixture of mysterious quality, but also you thought he was like, this person like is really out there. So I'm seeing like both qualities, okay? You wonder what this person is, but they're like rather out there. So you're like, oh, they're a wild card. What is going on? There's a lot more behind the curtain. Okay, so you found that intriguing. And then he felt like a warmth within you. And you said, LOL, most definitely. most definitely. And then he felt this warmth within you that he was very intrigued by. So right away, he felt comfortable with you to open up. And you were like, whoa, this is cool, but like, is the relationship moving too fast, right? And so like he at times like helped to slow things down, because it was almost like you guys just went and it's like you trust each other really fast, and it was like fast and boom 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 boom, and he's like, okay, all right, he's like, lit. So what I'm trying to say is, as long as he's in his power, he's a fantastic leader and he's a fantastic husband and guide. So make sure that he just continues to acknowledge his place within life of he gets to call the shots. Like, I would love to see him in more roles, if he's not already in them, where he is in a manager or director role. Okay, so I just think he has good perspective and he helps nurture and guide people, and he's smart. So he, maybe he's already in these roles, but to continue to be in these roles, so he has more flexibility financially, and also belief in self as with who he is as a man. And you're saying yes, very much. Okay. You said been together 15 years. Ooh, that's wonderful. And he is already, okay, good. So I'm acknowledging he has good masculine energy. Okay. And we want that, depending on how our numbers dynamics are going. We have 2 kids and we just recently gained custody of my nephew. Okay, that would make sense within the relationship of you going above and beyond and doing the right thing. That makes sense. It feels good. Let me see. He's an 8, 7, and you are a 9. So okay. Even it's just the relationship feels good. These next couple of years are going to be a little bit like difficult at times. And this is not, what am I saying is, we all have these different years where we come together. We all have these different years where we come together in different ways. And so it's showcasing, even though he's helping to do this and make this decision with his nephew, he almost feels a little overwhelmed at times and needs the process. So that's coming up within his chart. Even though he's putting himself full forward and embracing a new responsibility, and he's capable of these things, absolutely, he's going to need pockets actually of increasingly more alone time to help counterbalance the newness and counterbalance the busyness. Okay, so that comes in. I want to highlight that for this year. He needs self-reflection. If he's given that and he's given a break at times from responsibilities, if we can do that a little bit more for him, that's a time for him to flourish. That's a time for him to go, I took on more, but I was so supported that I had time to take a breather and get my head straight and get my heart straight. Okay. And so that is like super strength within the relationship if you can give him that, because this year that's what's needed for him a little bit more. For yourself, maybe this has already been coming up, but like continue looking at your health, continue looking at how you're taking care of yourself. And that is, for him, he has to kind of detach a little bit to take care of himself at times. And for you, you have to like really attach and be connected to your body and understand what is too much, and also what strengthens the family with your decisions. Okay, so your numbers are more about embracing what works and eliminating what doesn't. And that goes with health, diet, your body, and also within the house. Like I keep getting the sign for like spring cleaning, or like putting things in boxes, or really assessing if your environment works or doesn't and changing it and making some really concrete decisions with that and being brave within that, because it's like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I need to do something about it. So Jamie, this is what's coming up. The relationship is it feels really awesome. You guys have a really strong dynamic. You're helping out your nephew. That's incredibly fantastic. And then please consider these other dynamics that are coming up too as well. It's going to be a more trying time of change. But it's going to make you even stronger. And I already feel like you two are pretty strong as you're navigating it. Okay. So then we're going to go to, where is it? Cindy. Okay. I said I was going to go to Cindy. Cindy, if you're still with me, let me know. If you're still with me, Cindy, let me know. I said, Jamie, thank you so much for reading. You gave me a reading the other day. Oh, I didn't even. I have to remember who I'm getting all the readings to. That's cool, though. You gave me a reading the other day and connected with my father, and you were the only one who gave me closure. You described him as a small man, and he was a small man. Oh, that's right. I didn't even. When we're doing like readings and stuff, I'm just focusing on your first name. So sometimes I don't even remember. And I remember reading for your dad now the other day. That's right. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I send you so much love back. Thank you. I'm happy to do so. I'm blessed to do so. Jamie, big hugs. Thank you. You called out my name. It was awesome. Sometimes they just get right. We get led. Thank you so much, Jamie. I'm gonna go on to Cindy for a second as we just kind of lovingly come full circle. And all right, let me go to your question. Let's see here. Okay, so your birthday is 9/5, Cindy. Attitude 5, personal day 5, and 1961. So that is a personal day, a life path 4. As you can see that I am tired. My brain is bouncing. Okay, so 6. Yep, that's right. All right. You said so what this is something that comes up sometimes, all right? Like you have 2 5s and a 4. So within life, it's kind of been a normal sensation for you to kind of like doubt yourself at times and go be confused by how you process things. And the reason that comes up within numerology is when we have numbers that are opposites within our own chart, it allows us to have like a really uniquely beautiful personality, but we fight against ourselves too at times. Like 5s and 4s, very different drivers. And so I'm talking about just your chart, Cindy. 5 is, I want to be free, I want to have fun, and like let me go out and just explore life. And 4 is, I have to be controlled, I have to be diligent. I am going to be a hard worker. I'm going to size things up and take my time. So a part of you wants to really explore. Another part of you wants to be like very responsible. And so just with how you're born into the world, you have these kind of conflicting feelings with how you go about things. And sometimes you're very hard on yourself because you're like, why can't I figure out how I want to be? And really, it's just kind of like you have to honor these both sides to you. You have to honor like this unbridled side, but also this very like goal focused side to yourself. Okay, so that comes in that I want to talk about. And the reason I kind of put that into dating is like, as an attitude 5, you should embrace life and try new things and meet new people. It's very, very good for the attitude 5. It keeps them young, it keeps them healthy, it keeps them feeling like, wow, the reason I'm back out into the dating scene is because I get to see myself through that person's eyes and that person's lens, and I get to appreciate this person's energy, and I get to really be in the zest of life. So if you're in a place where it was time to let go of the relationship and you get a chance to be reborn in yourself, my goodness, as an attitude 5, embrace the dating world. It'll actually give you a lot of healing in a way that some other numbers would kind of be more apprehensive. Okay, so as a personal day 5, you can sometimes attract the wrong crowd or attract kind of odd situations. So as long as you have your boundaries and you know what you want and you're very respectful within yourself, like your life path 4, you have the goal, you stick to the goal. Don't allow, yourself to be regimented with, I have to have this, I have to do this a certain way. Just know your goal and then just get out there and let life show you what the next move is. 5 is a spontaneous number. It needs to just be in the moment. As long as before you came in, you had some type of idea of what goes, what doesn't go, what you really want, show up in the moment and life will show you the rest. And you said, yes, I'm 100% working on my inner conflict. And so it's because, again, your energy naturally goes for different drivers. It has a bunch of opposite needs. So know what you want and then let the chaos and beauty of the world whisper to you while you have your goal. Because 5 is, again, it's all about movement. It's all about surrendering. It's all about allowing things to happen as they happen. It can't be planned. So with these next relationships coming on in, they're not supposed to be planned. You just have to know what your values are. So when you see them and you see a red flag, you go, no, no's a no. Let's press the button and away we go again. What does the universe have for me next? So know your no's, and somewhat stick to the plan, but allow yourself to be free and to try things. It's very good for your energy. A lot of times when we have somebody that made us feel in a certain way that we never felt before, whether they gave us a certain amount of safety momentarily, or they made us feel like we got them and they got us in a way that we miss that level of intensity, that's going to echo with us for many years. That's going to echo with us for some time. And I want you to keep those lessons within you. Don't look for the same thing. You can't be looking for the same thing. It didn't work. It's time to roll the dice and try again. But you can honor the things that shaped you into who you are and say thank you, and to have love for the fact that it impressed upon you in such a way where it did change you. So it taught you how you needed to be different. There's a reason why you're no longer within the relationship. Yes. You're saying, yes, that's what he did. I haven't seen him in 2 years. I would continue to say thank you for that part of you that got to live, and ask the universe, ask God, however you connect to, say, thank you for showing me that life could be like that. Now continue to help me to have more of it, or that next lesson that's going to take me into areas and love that I could not have even planned for. Okay. So what we do is we plan, especially with your numbers, we plan for the best, but then we let the universe show us whatever it needs to show us. So be spontaneous again. Have really strong boundaries as you're being spontaneous, but allow yourself to be. Really, that's where the magic happens with your attitude 5. And you are definitely that. So I'm going to send you lots of love. Love is coming up again. You just have to jump into the mix. Your energy is very contagious to others, and it's very fun to others. You just have to allow yourself to live. So all my love, Cindy, all my love. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me today. I will see you on Friday. I'm going to be having Frances Pullen on the show. She is a medium and channel, and we're going to be talking about her life. And then we'll see what else comes up as we go into the energy, and that's going to be on the Psychic Hour. And then we also have on Friday, Jennifer Rose, and she's going to be having medium Steve Spur on the show. And he's a fantastic medium as well. He's such a good time. And they're going to be talking about energy and going into that side of things on Embracing Infinity. So, hey, Lynn. Hey, Jennifer. I love the love. Thank you, everybody, for hearts and love. And I can feel a smile in your reading. Thanks. I'm ready. I'm smiling because I know how fun you are. I'm like, go and get it, girl. Go and get it. I'm smiling because truly it feels good. And I'm glad that you know you're ready. Lots of love. Lots of love. All right. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate it. I really do. Lots of love right back to you. Thank you, Jennifer McCormick. I will see you on Friday, everybody. Please, until then, go with love, luck, light, and don't forget to live. See you soon. Bye.